Hello, this is Olivier back for a new video. This video today will focus on some Krautrock records that I bought over the last months, and yeah, as usual, I didn't have the time to do a video, so I'm just catching up. If it happens to you to watch my channel, I will really appreciate you give me a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, just please subscribe. And I always appreciate the comments, and that keeps me going. And so hopefully you will enjoy the video. So I will start with a first record, which is a band which is called Emergency, and that's their album which is called No Compromise from 1974. It's a gatefold sleeve, and it's an original which comes on the green brain label, which for those who are following my video, you know that I really like this label. So Emergency is, it's more on the prog rock side from Krautrock, I would say. And originally it was Czech Republic musicians which came to Germany and founded this band. So great album. And look, again, I think they did several albums. That's maybe the fourth or the fifth one, but a good album to have. Next one, most renowned band in Krautrock, which is Birth Control, and their album Operation, which I think is their second one. It's from 1971, so not completely sure, but I think it's the second. If it's not the second, it's the third. It comes on this Or label. And as well a gatefold sleeve. So yeah, Birth Control Operations. Next one is a band called 69. It's a duo, and they did not many albums. I think they did maybe 2 or 3 albums, and that's a live album from 1974. It's more on the electronic there is some electronic element in that album, and maybe some classic element as well, some bit of jazz rock, prog rock. That's how I would classify this record. And it comes on the Philips label, and it's a double LP, so there are 2 records. I only show you one. The second one is exactly the same. On the blue Philips label. Next one is a bit of an exception. It's technically we call that Krautrock as well. It's a Brain Ticket, and their first album, Cotton Wooden Hill, from 1971. Why is it a bit of an exception? Because it's Krautrock, but it's not a German band, it's a Swiss band. But, they were calling that Krautrock as well. I mean, as you all know, in Krautrock there is many bands which were affiliated to that movement, and with different genre. I mean, this Brain Ticket is more on the psychedelic side, I would say. But a really solid album, their first album, right, which is again Cottonwood Hill from 1971. Next one is a band called Gila, and the album is Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee. Oh, yeah. And this album is from 1973. It's more again on the prog rock side, and this one comes on the Warner Bros. Label. They are all originals, and they are all German press, so all the records I have shown you so far. Next one, band which I really like, Mrs. Beastie, and their album Space Guerrilla. Yeah. The album is from, I'm not sure now, I think 1978. Yes, from 1978. So you have a picture of the band, it's a gatefold sleeve as well. You can look at the jacket like that, and comes on this very nice Schneeball label. Schneeball, I guess you say that, yeah, in German. And that's as well more on the Krautrock side of things. There is quite some flute as well on that album, and I really liked it. And yeah, I would recommend you, if you never heard about Missus Beastie, to check them out. Next one is kind of a classic in Krautrock, which is a Cluster with their second album, Cluster 2. This is a more avant-garde electronic Krautrock, and as well comes on the Green Brain label. So now we are going to a band which I really like, and I had already some albums from them. I had some of these albums in reissue, but I found the originals of the two first album and the fourth album of Ashra Temple. So that's the first debut album from Ashra Temple, with the famous cover which opens itself. A really wonderful album, which comes as well on the famous Krautrock Or label. So I'm sure most of you know Ashra Temple. And again, right, the debut album, probably one of my favorites, maybe my second favorite, because my favorite album from Ashra Temple is Schwingungen, which is the second album from 1972. And again, that's an original German press as well on the Or label. I'm still missing the third album, which is called, I think, the third album is Join In, and I'm missing it as an original, but I have the fourth album here, which is 7 Up, and that's the fourth album from Ashra Temple. And this one comes not on Or label anymore. They did the three first one on Or label, and then they went to this Kosmischen die Kuriere. Yeah, I think you say that in German, right? Which is this label. A really nice album as well. But again, my preferred album is really Schwingungen. And yeah, and then I would say the first album from Ashra Temple. Next album from a band called Etc. That's their second album, and it's more on the jazz rock side. Great album with Wolfgang Downers, which has done some solo album as well, which I really like. And here they have some guests. Larry Coryell is playing with them on that album. It's again, for me, in my taste, a fantastic jazz rock album. And it comes on the BASF label. And again, it's an original German press from 1972. Next album is the debut album from Harry Chapters. The album is called Ace, and it comes as well. Oh no, it's not BASF. I thought it was BASF. It's OPP label. I'm not really sure. I don't know this label. Yeah, solid album. In this case, I prefer their follow-up album, but again, was happy to find this one as well. By the way, I found all these albums, or most of them, on the wild during a trip to Germany, to Stuttgart and to Munich. And you know, some of these bands, and the next one is the case, are from Munich. So I'm talking now about Niagara, and that's their second album, which is called Sub. and that's a fantastic band again from Munich. It's a percussion based band, more on the jazz rock side of things, I would say, and it comes on United Artists label. So that's their second album. I have their first album, but not as an original. They didn't have it there as well, but I found the third album, which is A Fire, and this album comes on the Finger label, and again it's an original German press from 1973 in that case. Last but not least, I was really lucky to score this one. They just entered it in the shop. It's the second album from Out of Focus, Wake Up, the title of the album. And it's a great, krautrock, but on the prog rock, 70s hard rock side, I would say, side of things. And it comes on this wonderful Krautrock label. It's an album from 1971, and yeah, they did only 2 albums, and that's the second one. The first album is really good as well. Unfortunately, I have a copy of it, but it's a reissue. I don't have an original. And again, I was really pleased to find this original of Out of Focus. So thank you very much for watching the video. And again, right, as usual, I will, really love to read your comments, answer your questions, answer your comments, and if you're not a subscriber, again, please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. It's always, really pleasant to see that. Thank you very much, and see you soon.